Well, yeah, right. So yes, on the ferry back to mainly back to Circular Quay, and yeah, so on the older, the classical style ferry, and you can see it's much better because there's like a rooftop. And so I don't know, why don't they build new ferries with kind of design? I don't know, it's just kind of interesting. But I'm even going to have a seat. Well, a seat, yeah. Uh, and I notice it takes 24 minutes on this ferry. I think the newer ferry maybe 18 minutes. So maybe you save 6 minutes. It's not a significant reduction, is it? Which seems a bit strange. Yes, it did feel like it was going a bit faster, but I don't know. It could go a lot faster. I don't know. Maybe when you got too many people, maybe it's just not. Maybe it's difficult to yeah. If you want to have a lot, want to have like crowds of people or masses on a ferry, then maybe it can't go fast, just due to the fact you've got too many people. So, I know this is great. Yeah. Plus, it's very muggy, very humid. There's a bit of breeze coming through, but it's just a very hot day all around. I think tomorrow's could even be hotter, and possibly a thunderstorm tomorrow evening, and the Barrett's camping. So, I guess we'll be aware of the of the thunderstorm, and I guess it will then cool down on Monday. So Monday travel to Coffs Harbour and then up the coast of Queensland. So 4.5 months travelling from now on a Greyhound bus. It's just cheap. Should be good, yeah. So in terms of the Team Zali stall, well, it went a lot of people. It was in the afternoon. I was there when Zali Steggall was there. She left just shortly after I arrived, so maybe about just before 3 o'clock. So she was there pretty much for a good sort of 2.5 hours from about 12:30, and that's when, of course, it's going to be most popular because she's a draw card. And there's some controversy. I was hearing about a golf course in Balgowlah. I don't know. I haven't been watching. It was on social media. Some golf course was going to be, I don't know, removed or something. I don't know. I haven't exactly looked at the story, but there were some people who just weren't happy about this golf course, and ironically they didn't actually play golf. They were just thinking of I don't know, other people in the area that may play golf. But I think there's 8 courses anyway in Warringah, including 2 public courses. So it's really not. It's not the issue. The issue is, yes, the alcohol addiction, meat, gambling, mushrooms, and fungus. You've got to come back to fundamentals, and the only way you can resolve these, it's problematic. You can't start banning. I agree. You can't start banning all these products. You just have to teach us knowledge in schools, and that really is the only solution. And that should and politicians, yes, should prioritise that. But they just don't realise it. It's difficult because they don't have the education themselves. They don't have the knowledge. Like the Baron. Well, it's just going to be bits of rocky. They don't have the knowledge like the Baron. The Baron's an academic, PhD, mathematics, studied knowledge extensively, and started, of course, a political science degree back in 2013. So just very knowledgeable, and of course studied all religion and have been involved in all religions. So I don't know. Maybe no one else does that. I don't know why, but anyway, so this is great, yeah. And you can see, from the back of the ferry. I think this old ferry is much better. But I noticed the new ferries have air conditioning indoors, so you close the doors and they've got air conditioning. Which is not the case in this ferry or the older style. They don't have air conditioning. Could they put air conditioning in? I guess so. I don't know. Maybe it's just not practical. And maybe you don't need it. When the ferry's going, you get a breeze coming through anyway, and they've got the doors open, so you get the breeze coming through from the motion of the ferry. Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think? Maybe make a few comments. about catching a ferry from Circular Quay Manly. And now I noticed that, yeah, I had to cost me anything in transport today. I topped up the other day $20, but maybe I've hit the max. Maybe it caps at amount, maybe $50 or something. And so the whole day is free, including a couple of buses, train, and a ferry. So I don't know, I guess that's pretty good. You know, ferries can be quite expensive. You could be spending $15 a day travel if you're to get a ferry. But if you're traveling, over a week, it probably caps out about $50. And so maybe you get the sort of the weekend free. Yeah, maybe it's worth it. $50. I noticed that in Melbourne, Melbourne was expensive. Melbourne caps each day, which is interesting. Yes, it caps each day at I think $10.70. And the good thing about that is it travels all over Victoria. I found interesting. I remember going on a trip, I think, to Echuca, maybe paid about $60. But now you can travel anywhere in Victoria or on the V line, and I think it just caps at $10.70. But the only thing about it is if you're traveling from Melbourne, or if you're just traveling a short distance, then you could be paying $10.70. So, yeah, it's sort of 6 to 1, half dozen the other. And also, if you're traveling over a week, I think so you could be paying over $50 on a working week, and the weekend caps at $7 something. So you could be around about the $65 mark for the week, just within Melbourne, which you could argue is quite a lot in public transport. Although if you're traveling in Victoria, it's exceptionally cheap. So yeah, which is better, Sydney or Melbourne system? I don't know, depending on whether you sort of have a working week or whether you're traveling into Victoria. Incidentally, I know when the Mighty in Melbourne came out, I sort of notified them about they're having a few issues with the tap on, tap off stuff, and I was in contact with the Department of Transport about this, and they were going to employ me, and they said something like, "I know they don't want some smart aleck, telling them how to do their job properly or something." So yeah, this is the problem. They're very governments are very bureaucratic, and of course political. They think they know everything, and they just don't want academics or outside people coming in and so that's what happened. So we didn't actually go ahead with the work. Also noticed when I worked for the Victorian Institute of Sport. Well, I didn't actually work for them, and I was looking to do work for them. And no, it just didn't go ahead. Same sort of reasons. They didn't want me sort of undermining their sort of ability. They think they know everything. I've even spoken to the AIS, the Australian Institute of Sport. I've had colleagues at Massport, Massport from the Australian Institute of Sport, and again, they just think they know everything. So yeah, and on top of that, I did work for the Defence Science Technology Organisation back in when I was in my PhD, and I wrote to them about doing some not contract work, but having a scholarship for my PhD, given the fact that I was doing work on the defence using Tennis as some analog. And when I wrote to them, they said that they had to spend their money on, I don't know, the Afghan war or something. So this is you can see the problems with government organisations, and for that reason, I probably wouldn't work for government organisations. And also, and yes, I wrote to them again. I wrote later to the defence again about a problem, and I had to apply, and it could have been like, I don't know, maybe a 20-page document or something on actually applying for the job, and so it could have been like several months' work in preparation just for the application, given that I might not have even been successful. So again, it's just bureaucracy, and so that's why I typically just do my own research now, and it's going really well. So yeah, just I'll come over to the side there. Um, and now I'm going to head to Eastwood Oval for Lunar, Chinese New Year. So that goes until 9 o'clock. So I'll probably get there. It's about an hour and a half travel from Manly. I don't know, maybe around about 6:30. I'll get there and maybe stay for an hour or so, maybe a couple of hours. And then tomorrow, yes, the home and away tour tomorrow. I think we're meeting at the Rocks at 10:30. Around about 10:30 at the Rocks. And then it'll be pretty much the full day. I think they drop us off at Manly or something again. So anyway, I'll then have to get back for Manly, which is I don't know whether and going out to Palm Beach, and that'll be interesting. I think that'll be an interesting day. Quite looking forward to that. Yeah. Okay. I might just leave it there. That was the Baron Brakes Climate Action.